All around town about the heat. We also, though, have some tropical things to talk about, but no threats to our area. Very interesting to see a whole bunch of spots with at least some potential to develop, including this one. We've been talking about this for days now, but just not looking as we get closer and closer to this potentially getting toward southern Florida and then into the Gulf in the next couple days. We get closer to that time frame, but it's looking less and less likely that we will see anything really significant, maybe not even rain, at least for the northern half of our viewing area. We still have a chance for rain, especially south of the lake on Monday, but just not really looking like a really big impactful system for our part of the Gulf Coast, even though we could use a little more rain from this system than it looks like we'll get. You can see the showers where this is centered, and it's not a center yet. It's not developed, but just in general, this broad area of disturbed weather. Tracking it with precision cast, you can see what might happen in the next couple of days. This is through tomorrow, starting to see maybe a little bit of more rotation here. Potentially, this is by Monday early morning. But look at this, the rain that it's going to spread in. I mean, this is about as much as we might see. This is potentially Monday afternoon. And then this broad low continues to move off to the west, and it's driven that way by some high pressure, which will be just to our north and just kind of directs it out over here. So by Tuesday and into Wednesday, this will already be moving into southern Texas. So this is what our rainfall forecast is. Now, this could change a little bit, but this takes us through the next 7 days. And we would not be unhappy if we could get a little more of that rainfall over our area, where, of course, we have drought conditions. But the greens are indicating up to maybe a 1/4 inch, possibly a 1/2 inch. Obviously, the bulk of the rain with this system, with those darker colors, is going to be south over the Gulf of Mexico. So what we're expecting, again, no big local impacts expected here. Some rain possible Monday. I have a 40% chance overall. And then we're expecting a breeze, maybe winds up to 10, 20 miles per hour Monday and Tuesday, and winds from the east as that passes by. In the tropics, look at all of these spots, and it's crazy to think we're going to talk about most of these if I have time, if I can get it all in, but none is a threat to our area at this point. You may notice a few things that are different. For example, we now have a new tropical depression. This is Tropical Depression 6, but it is entering a spot with a lot of upper level winds, so it will probably only last maybe a day or so. So you can see not a big forecast cone here extending time where it's going to be at depression status. This one is very similar, by the way. It still has the same kind of setup as 6 because it has a chance to develop, but if it does, it would not be very long lived. And then over here, we have a low chance for this one heading out to the northwest, and also will be fighting some wind. So these three, not a concern for us at this point. And even this one, if you're thinking this one looks suspicious, we'll get into it in just a second, but this one does look like it's probably going to take a big curve off to the north because of some upper features there. So just to show you really quickly, and I hesitate to show these computer models because it's just a lot to look at and a lot to explain, but just to give you the idea, this is that farther out wave. This is 6, and you can see it may go this way and then kind of curve north potentially, but also may not even be an organized or developed system by then. And then here is what's called Invest 90, and interestingly, it may go into the Caribbean and take that big curve off to the north. So nothing at this point bringing it toward us. So we'll go with that for now. Hurricane Hilary is, of course, spinning in the Pacific, the eastern Pacific. It's a Category 2. We are expecting it to weaken as it approaches Southern California, but very interesting and, of course, very unusual to see this kind of system moving into that corner of Mexico and then into California, and very odd to see a tropical graphic at all, even a weakened tropical graphic near Las Vegas. Right now, 97 in New Orleans. Really the big thing for us this week, aside from that tropical sort of interesting feature on Monday, will be the heat. Our temperatures right now at 100 or upper 90s, feeling like triple digits. This evening we will be cooling down a bit, but not a high rain chance any day this week aside from Monday. That's our best chance for rain. We may hit triple digits multiple times again this week. That heat dome not going anywhere and just strengthening over us, so a little longer with this heat wave.